Now that we've gone over the dead stop swing, we're gonna move into the actual swing itself where we're doing them consecutively, all right, without the dead stop part. So I always like to use the analogy that if the dead stop swing is like a hamburger, all right, we're taking out the buns. So now we just got just the meat, getting right down to the meat. All right, so the swing is the exact same thing as a dead stop swing, but instead of hitting that reset every single time, all right, you're gonna go from when you absorb it right back into the next one. All right, so a couple things that you need to be aware of for this is I always like to teach it at this point, the triangle. All right, so the triangle is from knee, knee, groin. So in that triangle, that's the sweet spot for where you want to absorb that kettlebell. Anything outside of that triangle, all right, let's say I let the kettlebell fall below my knees. Now I'm asking a lot of my lower back in order to be able to make up for the fact that this kettlebell is no longer close to the midline of my body. So as that kettlebell deviates further and further away from the midline of my body, I'm asking more of my lower back. So if you've ever had lower back issues doing kettlebell swings, that is why. All right, so as the kettlebell approaches that downward trajectory, you want to make sure that elbow, as it makes contact with your rib cage, you then break at the hips, and doing so at that point should make sure that the kettlebell is going in between that triangle, in between your legs right there. All right, your forearms and wrists should be making contact with the inside of your legs. From there, that is when you, once again, thrust your hips forward, generate that power from those hips, all right, and repeat. All right, at the top, remember, once again, you want to make sure that you're stacking your shoulders, elbows, and wrists, keeping those shoulder blades retracted, tilting that pelvis, squeezing those glutes to create full body tension. All right, boom, boom. So when you're finished, stringing it all together should look something like this. You see how I emphasize squeezing my glutes so that I push it out? All right, the trajectory of the kettlebell should be going forward and backwards. All right, it looks like it's going up and down just because of where your shoulders are as a fulcrum in relation to your hips, where the bell is coming from. But make no mistake about it, the trajectory of the kettlebell is horizontal, not vertical. All right, so make sure you're driving through your hips. All right, boom. Squeezing those cheeks and making sure that you're keeping those shoulder blades retracted. Make sure that as it falls, you keep it in that triangle and you shouldn't get any lower back problems.